Have you ever seen anything like this before?
Only from what I saw through Dax. Really, that's the only. That's. I mean, that's probably why I was like, wow, this is different. You know, that's what really appealed to me about it. It's not the same old like kind of straightforward interview between one person and another. It takes out that kind of almost preempted questions kind of thing. So you get a really authentic um, opinion, I guess, because if you do like a one-to-one interview, you quite often get this kind of like I say preempted. The questions are kind of geared towards getting the answers that people want, but that's what I liked about this. This was a very sort of very real um, and sincere kind of interview, which I liked.
What was you had seen it? Like, what was it that was just like, I need to have this? What flipped that switch and be like, I need to have one of these?
I think like because I've done a lot of videos where I've been interviewing my clients and talking about their results, how well they did, and it's me asking them questions. But it was actually I actually quite liked I actually quite wanted to see what they thought about like what I was doing for them rather than as a person rather than just their results. So how like for me, I wanted that just to see what impact you have on their lives, not outside of their measurements and all their all the physical attributes that you help them with.
And you touched on this a little bit before, but maybe dive a little deeper. Um, if you or another trainer of yours or something were to try and do something like this, do you think you would have been able to get the responses that you got from this service, or no?
What so if like I was to ask the questions?
Yeah, so if you were to do it instead of maybe hiring me or this service to do, you think you would have gotten the feedback or the responses from those people that I would have gotten? Yes or no?
Um, I don't think so because like obviously with it being third person, that was what made it. But also more than that, I think your ability to interview them and then maybe dive a little bit deeper each time to get different responses was obviously a skill that's not something that anybody can really do. I mean, if you just gave somebody a bunch of questions to ask somebody, it wouldn't necessarily end up in a good conversation. You don't get the same level of input from the other person.
Okay. What type of feedback did you get once you posted up the videos and people had seen them?
They're coming to me and saying, "Wow, Matt, that's such a good video. Everybody should like." One of the ladies said to me, "Everyone should have one of these and wake up to it in the morning and put it going." Um, you know, a couple of them said, how they actually enjoyed the process. And one lady said that she actually learned from it how to set up her Skype and stuff like that, which is quite funny. As you know, my clientele were a little bit different to perhaps your normal clientele. Um,
Okay.
but yeah,
Tell me what was going through your mind as you were watching these. Like when you saw them, what were you thinking?
yeah, it was. I mean, it literally did. It did make me quite emotional. Having obviously worked with some of those people for nearly 4 years. Um, you know, some of them only for an hour, an hour's contact per week. But it left me feeling like you should never really underestimate the impact you're going to have with those people, and the impact that your actions and it really, yeah, it made me feel. I felt quite privileged to work. I felt appreciated, but I actually felt quite privileged to work with those people off the back of the things that they've actually got from working with me. That was quite humbling, really, because you sort of look at sometimes you look at sort of perhaps your relationship with them on at face value in terms of right, okay, what results are they getting? Do they look like they're enjoying the program? But you don't really understand the impact sometimes that you're having on them and their family. At
Mhm.
a deeper level.
Tell me
Yeah.
about the
What,
time
what
saving
do you,
aspect of this. It's um, would you? this is what did you think about the fact that it was done for you and I pretty much, other than some of the connections, handled everything for it?
Um, yeah, I mean, I just where I'm at right now, I just wouldn't want to add any more stuff to my plate really. So I'm trying to actually, I'm looking for ways to reduce the stress, at every level in my business. Uh, so I'm looking to try and, so having the opportunity for you to organise it all, get all the calls set up, um, you know, literally just by giving you all I needed to do was approach the client and see if they were happy to do it. Thereafter, giving you their contact details and leaving it with you was, yeah, it was great. I mean, but to be honest with you, it would have taken me 2 years, so I'm really too worried about that.
Okay. And then is this something that you would recommend to other people?
Yeah, definitely. I don't even think they have to be. I don't think they have to be fitness professionals either. This could go to any profession. I think. I think the beauty of doing it with fitness professionals is that they actually, physical changes. So you get that kind of like, oh, it really changed my life. But there are other. I think it's brilliant.
Okay.
I'd definitely recommend it to other people. I'd recommend it to people who perhaps want to attract not just attract new clients, but also show their current clients that they're not alone in perhaps where they came from, and where and ultimately there are other people sharing the journey with them. So I think it's nice for other people to see that there are other people succeeding around them, with clients. So from I would recommend it to other fitness professionals, not only for attracting new clients, but for keeping their old clients as well, keeping that retaining their other clients.
Okay. And then what would you say to somebody if they saw this, they were thinking about it, but they were on the fence, they weren't sure that they wanted to do it? What would you say to them?
Not until you do this will you realise how powerful it is. You can sit there watching other people's videos and think, maybe I'll get that done for me. But I think not until you actually have it done will you really realise how valued you are and what an impact you do have on people's lives. Um, and it does make you, it does. It's quite a humbling thing, really. And I mean, to be honest with you, I didn't sit on the fence. Literally, I saw Dax's and I said, "How can I get one of them done for me?"
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I wasn't one of those people that sat on the fence. Really, I was kind of like I was sold on the first sight. I was like, "That is immense. I'm getting one of them."
You talked about the value in it. If you were to put a monetary value on this, what would that be?
To be honest with you, I think it's quite. It's in some respects it's limitless, in the sense that once it's out there in a place that you attract all your clientele to, I think it's better than any sales copy. It's better than any before and after pictures. It's better than any videos you've ever done with your clients one to one. It's the sort of video that's going to be all, literally all you need is a video with a pay now button underneath it, and I reckon you're done. For me, I only need to get one or two clients from them just watching the video, and it's paid for itself, and it's there for life. And it's not the sort of thing that's going to go out of date either, because it's about you and it's about the person. So it's not, unless you sort of suddenly become somebody you aren't, or then that video is going to be there forever, regardless of the service you're providing.